Welcome, ghouls and ghosties. My name is Miss Natalie, and I'm here to read you a spooky story. But don't worry, it's not super duper spooky. Are you ready to dive in? Are you sure? Here we go. The Night the Library Came Alive by the Quinta Library. 'Twas the night before last at 8:30, the librarian heard a sound. Who could be here so late? A thump and a bump she heard once again. She looked around slowly, and that was when the lights they flickered, the wind it howled. A rumbling came from the stacks like a growl. The frightened librarian approached with care, just as a book flew through the air. It whipped past her with speed so fast, landing on the ground with a twirling blast. The pages flipped and they flopped, until finally coming to an eerie stop. The librarian looked on with eyes so wide as something slowly came from inside. A hand reached out from the words on the page. A cackle was heard like a beast in a cage. The pages had opened to those that were folded. "Use a bookmark!" the librarian always scolded. All around her the books came alive as their characters popped out deep from inside. The Witch of the West led the charge, followed by something so scary and large. Then came a queen, a wolf, and Dracula too. The librarian ran. She knew not what to do. For these villains escaped. They had been set free to wander the world and capture all that they see. Now the librarians must gather together to restore these books and seal them forever. Mary Shelley, she wrote of an experiment so wrong, of a man named Frankenstein and a monster he would spawn. Pieced together from parts not his own, the monster Frankenstein would later disown. Angry and alone the monster did thrash, destroying all that dared to pass. A girl in a hood, her grandmother too, did the wolf want to chomp and to chew. He disguised himself so clever and grand, ready to pounce and attack just as planned. With teeth so sharp and claws so long, he waited and waited till more came along.
Off with their heads!
She screamed through the night at those with red roses which once were white. This Queen of Hearts, so vicious and fierce, cared not for those her spades would soon pierce. The Hare, the Hatter, and Cheshire Cat along to misguide you, be sure of that. In a castle so grand, noble count he was not, with fangs to dig into those who were caught. Bram Stoker knew this monster he made would live for all time to never decay. He searches at night, this charming vampire, to find his next feast, or maybe to sire. The Witch of the West, so evil and mean, was filled full of magic and envy so green. She made her demands for the slippers of East, or face her winged creatures she soon would release. Go down the brick road of yellow so bright, but beware as she sits on her broom to take flight. These creatures that came from the folds on each page, to be captured again a bookmark would cage. So gather them now, all monsters and foes, return them back to their pages of prose. Call the librarians, their quest is now done. What a story to tell, a web that's been spun. When books come alive, their characters too, trust that librarians will know just what to do. So here ends our tale, the end of the road. A free book to you is the least that's been owed. And please remember this last remark. Don't fold the pages, just use a bookmark. The end.